Hi, I'm Elisa. Thank you for joining me. So bring yourself to child pose and just take a moment or two to settle and arrive.
See if you can inch your fingertips a little bit further forward without your shoulders crowding your ears. And then as you breathe in, now imagine bringing your hands back towards your knees and just feel your torso lengthening forwards between the thighs. And as you breathe out, just sink a little bit deeper into that shape. Each time you breathe in, again, just see if you can drag as if towards you your hands. And each time you breathe out, melt a little deeper. And then just notice, perhaps, how you're feeling. Have you spent now some time in child pose? Maybe you're quietly with the body, quietly with the brain, as well as a stretch into your back body, the subtle opening of the hips and groins and thighs. As you next inhale, rise up to kneeling and relocate your knees so they're directly beneath your hips. Just subtly shift your hips, your shoulders, your torso from right to left to right a few times, just warming up the wrists. And then once you've had a little play with that, come back to stillness and shift forwards and backwards, all the way back to your heels. Shift forwards, taking the weight bearing over the wrists. And then find stillness again and symmetry. As you exhale, come into your startled cat, cleaning your belly and doming your back. Really arch your back body to the sky and tuck your tailbone in between the thighs. And then tuck under the toes, create a soft bend in your elbows, and one bone at a time, articulate your spine and come into dovetail, lifting your gaze higher than your eye line. Exhale again as you come into your scaredy cat. And inhale as you come into your big-hearted dovetail, bloating the belly, filling the chest. Another one the same, really work your way through each vertebrae again as you exhale to cat stretch. And inhale, soft bend in your elbows as you articulate the spine for dovetail. Now partially retreat your seat to your heels and start to just hover your knees a centimetre or so off the mat, bringing a little bit more heat into the body as you weight bear through the arms, let your head hang heavy and just gaze back between your knees towards your feet. And then slowly begin to straighten the legs without locking your knee joints close. So coming into your downward facing dog, feet hip width apart, slightly flick your heels to the two back corners of your mat, parallel the little toe sides of your feet with the outer edges of your mat. Like you did when you were kneeling before, now swaying from side to side your hips, but gradually beginning to build on that movement as you create a little bit of flexion through the spine. And then with your head still hanging heavy, come to stillness and start to alternately bend the knees and palpate the mat with your feet, just walking out your dog, stretching out your hamstrings.
Walk your feet now
towards your hands and wide up, somewhere near the front of your mat, and you're standing forward bend. Once you've had a little paddle out of your feet or walk of your dog, come back to the midline, still weight bearing through the upper body, through the arms. Take your left hand to the outer right ankle. If it's too much for anyone, you can come down to kneel, but peering out underneath your right armpit, really supercharge that supporting right arm. So toning the arms, strengthening the upper body. And then change sides, left hand grounding, right hand creeping down to find your left ankle. And then bring both hands back to shoulder width apart.
And as you inhale, circle the room that you're in once again with your fingertips. And as you regather your palms to prayer and raise mountain pose,
As your shoulders melt away from your ears, imagine the crown of your head as if by a long silky thread being lifted towards the heavens. Each time you exhale, feel grounding roots sinking into the earth through the soles of both feet. As you bring your hands down by your thighs, just take a moment or two to let them arrive before peeling your left foot from the floor. And then see if you can just bring your foot to the inner thigh as we take a version of tree. Your foot could be either by your ankle, it could be up on your thigh, but please avoid placing on the knee joint. Once you've got your hands back on your hips, just check in on your pelvis and correct any asymmetry, dropping that left hip perhaps. And bring your hands back home in front of your heart to prayer. And begin to grow your tree as your fingertips rise up through the midline of your face. As you find yourself just coming into that tall cypress tree, again, just gazing softly forwards at the view stretched out in front of you. Maybe you've taken yourself back to that Tuscan hillside. Maybe you're somewhere else where cypress trees or elegant fir trees grow. But wherever you are, just gaze softly into the distance and try to find stillness, inner strength, and stability. Slow down the tempo of your breathing. Keep trying to draw up a little bit taller through your spine. As your hands return to the heart, then you bring your left foot back to the ground. Blink, close your eyes and come back to the stillness mountain pose. And as you stand there quietly, withdraw into the inner world beneath your skin. Again, just passively bear witness to the breath as it comes and goes. So again, bring your hands down by your sides. Pin your right foot off the floor, picking it up and helping it alongside the leg. And again, avoid the knee. And then pop your hands on your hips and check in on that neutral pelvis and those aligned hips. Once you're happy with that, bring your hands back again home to prayer in front of the heart center. With the right knee winging out to the side, slowly begin to grow your tree. And again, keep gazing softly into the distance. And as you gaze softly forwards, try not to let any rigidity slip into your facial muscles, your jaw. Do you find that inner stillness, that strength? Not just the cooling effect of balance on your body, but also on your brain. This time, exhale. From that second tree pose, bring your hands back home to your heart again. Bring both feet back to the mat. And again, just close your eyes and observe what's going on beneath your skin. These moments of stillness in our practice just as important as any movement, any activity. As you crack open your eyes, circle the room that you're in once again with your fingertips. Take a deep breath in. As you make a spacious swan dive, hands shoulder width apart, either hop back, landing with soft elbows, or step back. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale and come all the way down onto your front body, coming into Sphinx. With your elbows beneath your shoulders, fan out the fingers. With your shoulders drawing away from your ears, look down towards the tip of your nose. And each time you breathe in, imagine dragging your elbows back past your hips towards your feet. If that feels okay, as you gaze softly beyond the tip of your nose, maybe lift your elbows, your forearms, and rise up a little higher. Continue to meditate on a fixed point in front of you without staring too hard. Keep pressing down the tops of your feet and all 10 toenails. From Sphinx pose, slowly reset your elbows back on the floor and relocate your hands either side of your armpits. And once again, come all the way up to kneeling in your tabletop. And as you come to your tabletop, pick up your right hand, reach up with your fingertips to the sky. And just take it down in thread needle pose. And to walk your fingertips forwards, just stretching out the side body again. Close your eyes. your shoulder to the earth whilst your buttocks float like balloons upwards towards the sky. As you relocate your left hand beneath your shoulder and relocate your right hand underneath your right shoulder, come back to all fours. And then take your left hand high and reach up with your fingertips to the sky while slightly nudging your hips to the right. And then once you've stacked your shoulders, looked up to the root of your thumb and proceed to thread the needle. Second side, lower yourself mindfully, skillfully, without being in a hurry, down closer to the ground. Start to inch your right fingertips forwards. Find another stretch into your side body. And this simple variation of thread needle pose, close your eyes and just settle upon what's going on inside your body again. Nowhere to go, nothing to do or to be, just to be the witness to your body as it stretches and breathes. As you bring your right hand back beneath your shoulder, extract your left arm and come back to kneeling on all fours. This time, reverse yourself back onto your heels to kneel upright. If kneeling's no fun for your knees, then sit cross-legged instead. As you bring yourself to sit upright in whichever seated position you've chosen, let your shoulders melt away from your ears and the crown of your head rise upwards towards the sky. Take a deep breath in and circle the room that you're in with your fingertips. Interlock your fingers and push your palms away above your crown. Reach away with the palms to the sky, draw your outer armpits back and your shoulders down. As you kneel there, or sit there quietly, drawing up tall through the spine, deep breaths in, slow breaths out. As you exhale, lean to the right and peer with your left upper arm out of your peripheral sideline over to the left-hand side of the room that you're in. Fingers interlaced, stretching out the roots of your fingers, palms of your hands. Come back to the midline with a deep breath in, then lean to the left with a slow breath out, peering out past your right armpit, right tricep. Breathing via that right armpit all the way to the right hip. Back to the midline with a deep breath in, then coming into a forward bend, a kneeling or a seated version of cat. Let's cave the belly and arch the back. Meantime, let the weight of your head hang heavy as you gaze towards your navel. Imagine breathing now right into the back of your heart, the back of your lungs. And feel your shoulder blades stretching apart, the rhomboid muscles, the trapezius muscles as your neck stretches. Breathe all the way down to the tip of your tail. Now turn your palms forwards and once again reach up with your hands beyond your crown towards the sky. As you exhale, angel wing your hands down by your sides. As you come off of your knees, but if you've got your legs cross-legged, you don't do that. You're still on your seat though. Bring your legs forwards in front of you, poised on your sitting bones. Stretch out through your feet and press down the backs of your heels, ankles, calves and thighs. As you inhale, raise your fingertips upwards towards the sky and frame your ears once again with your arms. Feet flexed, heels stake to the floor. Exhale and twist back and touch the floor beyond the back of your mat. Inhale, reach up high with your fingertips and crown. Exhale, lean back and touch the floor. Inhale, reach for the sky. Try to keep the legs together side by side, exhaling. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. One more round. Exhaling. And inhaling. Exhale. And inhale. As you exhale, hollow the belly and slowly fold, gazing in the direction of your toes. As you come into your seated forward bend, roll your thigh muscles inwards and down. You can generously bend your knees if need be. But wherever you are, just allow yourself some time now to breathe into the areas where this stretch feels at its most intense in your body. Direction your breath into that intensity with your brain. Feel those muscles expanding each time you breathe in and softening, releasing each time you breathe out. Shoulders still melting away from your ears, tailbone sneaking off to the wall behind. Legs staying active, feet staying flexed. From your seated forward bend, you'll stretch to the rest. Slowly tuck your chin into your collarbones, curl your way back up through the spine, taking your time. Bring your hands behind you. Option 1, keep your legs straight and just lift your heart. Option 2, with your legs straight outstretched in front of you, lift your hips. Option 3, bend your knees and come into a lifted tabletop. Wherever you are, just bring your weight bearing into the arms again, building strength and finding your own path, finding your own level, just breathing into that. Whether you're here, or whether you're in tabletop, keep squeezing together your triceps, your shoulder blades, lifting your hips, lifting your hearts. When you feel that the fun has really come out of that one, just lower your bum. Bend your knees and just shuffle your bum so that you've got plenty of mat behind you. And then lift your feet and pop your hands under your thighs. Time to little rock and roll over your spine like a little rolling egg. As you rock and roll over your spine, we're heading into plow. So when you're ready, coming onto your shoulders, bend your knees and bring them to your brow and see if you can pop your hands on your back body closer to your shoulder blades, then your bum. Keep the elbows tucked in and lower your knees to your temples. Keep your chin tucked into your chest and your neck in line with the rest of your spine. See how you get on now, beginning to straighten the legs and send your toes beyond your crown towards the wall behind. Not everyone will be able to bring your feet to the floor, that's fine. Keep your hands supporting your back body and press down through your elbows, your upper arms and your shoulders. If your feet are high, just maybe bend your knees and let the knees stay resting on your brow. If you've managed to get your toes to the ground, tuck them under and push back strongly through your heels. And then if you feel stable and the neck doesn't feel vulnerable and under pressure, still keeping the neck still, take your hands back and see if you can reach with your hands for your feet. Coming into tranquility pose and bow. As you allow the brackets of your shoulders to meld with the ground, breathe long deep breaths into your belly, into your chest. Close your eyes and focus on what's going on for you internally. Iron out any speed bumps again in your breathing. Maybe return to that slightly cooling breath, taking that little straw with your tongue and protruding it through your lips and breathing in over the tongue, your breath, before bringing the lips back to closed and breathing out slowly, smoothly and deeply through the nose. Or making a little Betty Boop lips as you breathe in. Deep breaths being cooled by the tongue. Slow breaths out, letting go of everything. Whether you're practicing the cooling breath or whether you're just breathing steady breaths through the nose, just be conscious of the breath as it comes and goes. And try not to deviate your attention into any thoughts or distractions that come into your brain. If you're in full tranquility or full plow, bend your knees once again and bring them to the brow. Extend both arms out behind you like a pair of tram tracks. Deeply bend the knees now. Draw the heels towards your bum and try to clamp the tops of your thighs, knees to your front body. Slowly, arms, core muscles acting as brakes. Count down the vertebrae of your spine, one bone at a time. Stay in that little fetal ball as you give yourself a cuddle. Wrap your arms around your shins and just gently rock from side to side over your back body. Take a little rock and roll from right to left, left to right a few times. Once you've had a little rock from side to side, relinquish your left leg, but keep hold of your right leg, pulling with your palms your right knee and thigh towards your right belly and chest. Really hug it in. Take a little shimmy of your hips 2 centimeters or so to the right, and then guide your right knee to the left, and just take yourself into a very simple single leg supine twist. Extending your gaze out along your right arm and spreading your fingers and over your palm. As you breathe into that twist, Each time you exhale, try to steer along with your eyes, your navel and heart to the right. Each time you breathe in, stretch out your arm, spread your fingers a little bit more, coax forwards your right sit bone, right hip. As you roll your way back onto your spine, bend both knees and wrap your arms around the shins, hug your thighs in. Let go of your right leg, retain your left and hug your thigh, your knee into your left belly, left chest. Take a little shimmy of your hips to the left, guide your left knee to the right. Take your time exhaling to set up that twist. Step inside and as you look down towards your left arm, make your left arm a little longer. Again, spread your fingers, never neglecting any opportunity to stretch out our hands. Really get that space in the joints of your fingers, the roots of your fingers and thumb. From that second single-legged supine twist, gently roll your way back into your spine. And once again, give yourself a cuddle, wrapping your arms around your shins, hugging your thighs to your belly, your knees to your chest. As you exhale, bring your forehead up to greet your knees, chin tucked into your chest, and your pelvis, sacrum pressing into the ground. Try not to let them lift. Take another belly breath there. And slowly exhale. This time, release both legs and send your toes forwards and your fingertips back and take a full-blown supine stretch on your mat, lying there, stretching out to your full length between fingertips and toes, crown and tail. Finally, flex your feet, stake your heels to the floor, raise your head and shoulders and hover your fingers in the direction of your toes, pulling your thigh bones into your hips and drawing your belly right up into your back rib cage. As your belly hollows, traction your shoulder blades apart. Hold that position, gaze down softly towards your toes. Tuck your chin into your collarbones, externally rotate the arms, let your upper back recline, your head, your hands come down to the ground. Re-arch your back and reset your shoulders slightly closer to your pelvis, your hips. Then lift your bum and your pelvis and scooch your tail closer to the space between your heels. Lying there in your resting forks with your eyes closed, gently rock from side to side over the back of your head a few times. Ultimately, find yourself coming to stillness and perfect symmetry. The only thing now that's moving is your breath as it ebbs and flows, your belly as it rises and falls. Be aware of the back of your body supported by the earth. The front of your body open to the heavens. Consciously unclench your teeth. Ensure that you've fully relaxed your jaw. The muscles surrounding your eyes relaxing. Your cheeks melting into the hollows beneath your cheekbones. Your temples gliding further apart. Be aware of energy ascending in spine as you breathe in. Traveling back along the spine from crown to tail as you breathe out. Maybe be sensitive to a tingling sensation at your fingers and toes. And pulse at your wrists. Be hypersensitive to your body relaxing, every cell, every fibre. Your precious organs relaxing, becoming slack, uncoiling, relaxed. Encourage yourself to lie there peacefully, a silent witness to the feelings, sensations within the body, within the breath.
you can afford longer to stay in your Shavasana today, then as always, I encourage you to do so. The beauty of practicing yoga at home is that you can do exactly that, stay as long as you please. Those of you for whom the rest of the day is calling your name, start to wriggle your fingers, wriggle your toes, circle your hands, circle your feet, and slowly bring your body back to movement. Take another long, deep stretch again between the extremities if that feels good. Bend your knees and wrap your arms back round your shins. Take yourself into a little fetal ball lying on one side and just pause for a few precious moments more of self-reflection. When you do come up, do so quietly without overly agitating your brain. Come quietly sitting cross-legged with closed eyes. In that upright position, draw up tall through the spine, keep your shoulders relaxed, your collarbones broad. Soft expression on your face as you close your eyes. Bring your hands back home once again to the heart center. And as you bow your head to your heart today, take a few private and prayerful moments to simply look into your heart and lift whoever it is, whatever situation you find to be there, to a love, light, power so much greater than our own. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. That was a recorded practice of a live class, so as I say. But please feel free to join me for a live session on Zoom anytime you're available. I do classes 3 mornings a week, so it would be lovely to see you. So just send me a message if you'd like to join the group. Thank you.